Hello everyone and welcome to the GenAIScript channel. My name is Pele and today I will talk about parameterizing your script. That is, making your script in a way that you can change inputs through the command line or through the user interface. So there's a built-in support for files. That's the first parameter that's in all scripts. But also you can specify additional string, Boolean, numbers that have to be inputted by the user. Now let's take a look at the docs. Go to our docs and search parameters. Parameters, you see parameter schema, and you can see that here we've got a way to specify these parameters as a schema in the script parameter. And that's going to be used, and I'll show that how it's used in VS Code. All right, so let's jump to the code. And I've already installed the extension here from the extension marketplace. And I'm going to create a new script. That's going to be about summarization. And that's our script code, the default one. I already set up my environment with secrets, so it should be able to run and touch an LM. That's happening. That's good. All right. So the first parameterization you get is files. These files, this environment.files gets populated by GenAIScript, and it's inferred from what the user decided to do. For example, if I go in here and right-click here and say, well, actually, let's make it work. And we're going to say summarize the content of files. All right, so if I run this script on main bicep, I right click, say run GenAIScript. I'm going to do summarize, and what I can see is that it's summarizing this bicep file, which is some kind of Azure configuration file. Great. In fact, in the trace, I can see that the file got aligned in the prompt. All right, so that's the first one, but there's opportunities to do more. So if you add the script tag, you can say parameters, and then you can provide a schema for parameters. So for example, let's say we decide what to translate as well. So we're going to say language. And here I'm just going to say empty string. So this is the short form of a schema. It's basically saying I need a field called language, and the string, it's a string. But it's empty, that means you need to provide it. You could also pre-fill it with a default value. And this works also maybe with something like how many paragraphs you want. And we want one paragraph, and this is an integer, so in the JSON schema it's going to be an integer. Now these values are going to be stored in vars. And vars can be populated from the CLI as well, but also from our web playground, and I'll show that. So now translate content of files to language in paragraphs. All right, so we've now parameterized things. Now, if I run this on, so going back to, what did I do? Wrong shortcut. Zoom out here. I'm in my file, right click, run GenAIScript, summarize. I was going to ask what language. You can see here on top. So let's do French, one paragraph. And if you look at the query, you can see that French is here. It's one paragraph. And then we get a French summary with one paragraph. The LM did what we wanted, but most importantly, we were able to pass parameters here. Now this is used in other places, so you can, through the command line, you can set the variables, but also if you open the playground, we can specify summarize, and then I can go and can drag and drop a file. So I'm going to drag and drop the same file here. Drag and drop. Okay, I got one file, same markdown file, and then I'm going to say German, 2 paragraphs. I can run this, and now I've got a web interface. You can see it's coming in German. That is running against my GenAIScript server. So all these features, by just providing these, you provide a lot of value to create scripts that have naturally an interface. So if, for example, now if I do a new command line, I could just run GenAIScript, and then what is it? Web app main. And then what I need to do is vars language equals French and paragraphs equals 1. So that's how you would do it from the command line. So all these options are there, and this was the video about script parameters.